Kolonel John Waddy. Op zaterdag 19 april brengt hij in Oosterbeek een bezoek aan de vereniging Vrienden van het Airborne Museum, waar hij wordt ontvangen door de bestuursleden Robert Voskuil en Gerard Gijsbertsen. Doel van zijn bezoek? Een battlefield tour met de leden van de vereniging Vrienden langs de gevechtsterreinen van zijn 156e bataljon. In een gesprek met Robert Voskuil vertelt John Waddy over zijn persoonlijke eerste indrukken toen hij op 18 september 1944 als commandant van de C-compagnie van het 156e bataljon met zijn mannen boven de Ginkelse heide bij Ede kwam aanvliegen.
My first impression, let's get out of this bloody aircraft. I can say never was the green light awaited more. We'd been fired on for about 20 minutes by flak, and standing in the door I could lean forward and see the black puffs of the flak bursting amongst the airplane in front of us. And indeed, whilst I was standing in the door, one of the aircraft to starboard was hit, and it immediately burst into flames and passed under my aircraft, and I watched it glide down, port wing down, until it crashed in a big ball of flame just below, and I saw the whole thing. And it was followed very, very smartly by two of our RAF Typhoons who were flying underneath us, although we were flying at 700 feet. The RAF Typhoons were flying underneath to fire at the enemy flak.
And how was your landing?
My landing was, I've never been a good parachutist. I landed, I was able to walk afterwards.
John, you had to attack the so-called Sperlinie along Drijnseweg at a certain moment. When you arrived close to Drijnseweg, what happened?
Well, my company was being shot up on either side of me by these machine guns and the 20mm cannon fire, and it was obviously that we couldn't advance any further, particularly because the ground was open in front of us. But it was then that I saw that one of these 20mm guns on a chassis was just in front of me on the Drijnseweg. So I suppose instinct takes over, and I thought, well, the only thing to do is to knock it out. And as it was in front of me, I went forward with two or three of my men to try and knock it out with either our own rifle fire or by grenades. But as you heard earlier on, when I got up close, it wasn't possible.
And you were brought here on which date of the battle?
I was brought here late on the 19th, after I'd been wounded in the Johanna Herber woods. I was brought here by Colonel Alford of our field ambulance. I was put in a small room first and then brought out to be operated on, and as far as I can remember, it was on a billiard table, probably on the right of the house as you're looking at it now.
Could you stay in the building, or were you removed later from the building to another place?
I stayed here for about a day and a half, 2 days, until there were many, many more wounded came in. And as we were supposedly recovering, some of us got moved out to a small house opposite, behind you now, which has since been demolished.
And how long did you stay there?
I stayed there for the next 4 or 5 days until the division left, and we were handed over to the Germans. And but the house and the Tafelberg behind me had been captured by the Germans about 3 or 4 days before, and they were in occupation. But at the same time, the casualties were being evacuated here from our own lines.
And you ended up in Apeldoorn?
Yes. I was taken from here to the Klein-Hartenstein, and then the Germans moved us up in ambulances and lorries, first to the barracks in Apeldoorn, and I stayed there for a few hours before being taken to the St. Joseph's Hospital in Apeldoorn, where I was for about 6 weeks before being taken back into Germany.
Thank you very much.